Good morning. I am here with Becky Ripley. She, along with Kitty Watson, have co-authored the new book, Ignite Your Imagination, 21 Ways to Learn. I love this book. I love this cover. It's so colorful. Becky, tell me all about it. How did you and Kitty come up with the idea to write this new book?
Well, Susan, thank you for taking time to talk with me. Kitty and I have always been learners, and we pride ourselves on that. We challenge each other to learn. And we've actually talked about writing a book about learning probably for decades. And so for years, we've been saving quotes and articles about learning and our own thoughts about learning. And then early in the pandemic, we realized, we're not traveling to see clients. So we actually had time to sit down and focus and write the thing. So we were delighted. That's, one of the silver linings of the pandemic, I guess.
There are so few.
There are indeed.
Well, I am, and I love that it's not a great, huge book. For somebody like me, would be overwhelmed. Oh, I got to read this big book. I love this. It's nice, it's small. I can eat it up quickly. And one thing I noticed, it has four sections to it. You've got a section on what you call reflective learning, social learning, playful learning, and expansive learning.
Yes.
So, how did you decide on those four sections?
Well, when we started writing the book, the very first thing we did was brainstorm everything we could think of that might qualify as a learning action. And so we had a pretty long list, and then we looked for duplication and how we might bundle certain of those items. And we actually whittled it down to 21 learning actions because Innolect uses 21 in other book titles. We wanted to continue that theme. And once we narrowed it down to those 21 items and we looked for what might be section headings, they actually became pretty clear. So we were happy with that result. And they evened out pretty well, which was nice.
Okay. And I noticed I always learn something new from you and Kitty. At the beginning of the book, I learned something new, a new word, a new concept called Icky guy.
That's correct. Yeah, it was fascinating because when we had sent out I guess it was the acknowledgement section and the introduction to several friends to get feedback, one of them said, "Oh, this reminds me of Ikigai." And we're like, "Ikigai? What is that?" And neither Kidney nor I had heard of it. So, of course, we immediately researched it and learned a little bit about it and thought, wow, this is perfect. This is what we're about. And it really is about finding the key purpose in your life. And we realized that we've been very blessed to have found our own ikigai through our leadership coaching and consulting. And we really wanted to do whatever we could to encourage other readers to find that as well.
Awesome. Well, speaking of the 21, to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, it seems like I can almost open this up to anywhere on any given day and learn something new or apply it. For example, you can see here, I've got my little bookmark. When I was reading it again last night, one of the things that kind of stuck with me when I had those moments, that make you go, number 9, explore the challenge of unlearning to relearn.
Yes. I'm glad it made you pause because that was our intention. That's one of those things that because things are changing so fast and we are struggling with how do we adapt to those changes, sometimes we have to unlearn something the way we've always done it, get beyond that status quo before we can relearn a better way to do it in a way that's actually going to be effective moving forward.
And obviously, in these times of the pandemic, the way we're learning has changed. How have you observed and how did you apply in the book that just over time, how our process of learning is changing?
Yeah, good question, Susan. Companies used to do a lot of stand-up training and or classroom training, and I was a stand-up trainer for many, many years. And then probably in the last 10 years or so, virtual learning became much more popular. And unfortunately, that just doesn't appeal to everyone. And so what we tried to do was remind people of all the ways that they can learn. So for example, people turn to podcasts. You can learn practically anything in the world on a YouTube video these days. The TED Talks that are out there are just rich with interesting topics and knowledge. And individuals are relying more on peer-to-peer learning. And if they happen to be lucky enough to find a compassionate mentor, boy, then they're really blessed and fortunate. So our hope is that this book will also appeal to people who didn't like school at all, because this book is not about classroom learning. It's about getting out in the world and noticing and playing and really engaging differently.
Well, while y'all were writing the book, it's all about learning, obviously. What did you find? Did you maybe learn something new or something that surprised you?
Well, we've always loved quotes, so it was fun to search for quotes that represented diversity. Because, as you know, Innolect is very committed to promoting social justice. And we wanted to be sure that both our quotations and our learning applications covered a diverse audience. And we wanted to include suggestions that would help people get out of their comfort zone a little bit. We encourage folks to support nonprofits, engage with them, and really participate in other inclusive activities. And then, of course, the Icky was another one of those sweet learnings for us, because it was just a term we weren't familiar with. And that's always a fun surprise.
Yes. Well, who would you say is your target audience for Ignite?
Well, we say on the back of the book that this book is perfect for people who love to learn or who need to learn. And obviously these days that covers pretty much everybody. So we actually just heard back from a client who has already read the book, and she said she was both inspired and motivated and immediately got back on track to learn Spanish, exercise more, and return to journaling. We're like, whoa. So, of course, not everyone is quite as committed to lifelong learning as she is. But given she's one of the most creative, intelligent, and enthusiastic people we know, we were delighted to learn that we sparked her into action. And our hope is that there really is something for everyone in this book. We offer inspiring quotations. Each of the 21 actions has a compelling question to sort of jumpstart their thinking in that section. And then we have this wide variety of learning applications, which are really those suggested activities for readers. And we know that almost anything, when done mindfully and with intention, deepens our capacity in other parts of our life. So even things like sports, arts and crafts, volunteering, watching movies, reading, mentoring someone, heck, even playing with your kids. All of those activities, when done with intention, can help improve your quality of life at work and at home, and obviously deepen your learning.
Becky, I love speaking with you. I always learn something new and am left uplifted and motivated after speaking with you. So if I can't speak with you every week, at least now I've got Ignite Your Imagination, 21 ways to learn that I can open up at least weekly, if not daily, to get inspired. So everyone else needs to hop online and order their copy of Ignite so they can be motivated and inspired and discover their ikigai.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Susan. And they can get that at Innolect's website, which is www.innolect.com. Go to our resources section under products. You'll find books, and there the book will be. We hope you enjoy it.
Perfect. Thank you, Becky. Have a great day.
Thanks. You too, Susan. Bye-bye.